Hey, this is me building and strategizing my 400k per year profit solo consulting business right in front of your eyes. And the way that these videos work is that they follow the exact same structure. I start with some questions. This means that you can ask your question down below, and then I'll answer it in tomorrow's video. This is an engagement hack, and it helps me also serve you, and I get to learn more about my viewers, which is also a win-win. Then I show you my business stats, so how much money I made today, how much I spent, and the growth of my social channels. I run you through my to-do list, so basically just what I did today, and then I give you some live strategy, which is basically just me figuring out in real time on how I'm going to get to $1 million a year in personal profit while only taking calls 3 days a week and keeping 85% profit margins. If you don't know me, I've already taken 2 of my previous coaching businesses to more than 100k a month, but it was with large teams, low margins, and I'm not about that thing anymore. I want to run things a little bit more lean. I want to run a solo consulting business where I push the limits to basically just challenge myself in terms of what I can do. So we're inside of my daily updates YouTube channel here, and yeah, I'll just scroll down until I've interacted with the comments so that I know that Daniel's question today here is where we left things off last time. So let's I'm just making sure that you can actually see the question here. So let's run it up here. Daniel, love the idea of updates, my man. Thank you, bro. Question: how do you deal with the shiny object, if you do, from seeing all other online coaches preaching about new ways and strategies of coaching, for example, using AI to replace your brain so that you don't have to spend that much time with clients, or the opinion that short form content is useless to grow your high ticket business because it attracts low quality people? Well, I'll save this question, bro. I'll take your number one question first here, which is the shiny object. Well, I think first of all, if there's one thing that I've learned from being in the online business space for 3.5 years, which is not that long, it's probably the equivalent of a bachelor's degree in marketing, huh? But it's that every single business model, funnel, method, system works, but it's all about you as a person and which model and structure that fits your personality, your goals, aspirations, dreams the most. So I quickly realized that I, of course, dealt a lot with shiny object syndrome in the beginning, and I still do a little bit, but I think I've gotten a lot better at it after just accepting that hey, everything works as long as you just stick to it for a long enough period of time. So I'm a person that I try my very best to get inspiration from people instead of being envious or jealous. So when I, for example, see Miami gurus like TJR, Brisk Scales, people that are making 3, 4, 500k per month, it's not like oh no, I would never do that, or what are they doing, or like they're scamming, or because they're not, like there are like some amazing dudes. And I think if I, for example, leased a or bought a expensive car and ran it up with like some insane short form content all the time and network hacked with like all of these amazing people in collaborations, then maybe I could be a part of that group too. I don't think I could, but I'm just trying to make a point here of it's just about you sticking to the thing that you enjoy, right? So I've made it very obvious with my brand and model and how I like to run it. So like I have the digital coffee shop model, which is the model that I evolved myself based on the problems that I faced in my previous coaching business. I know exactly what I'm doing with my brand and my content. So how I want to appeal and how my personality and like how my brand is online. So I'm pretty locked in there because I know which kind of people that I attract. For example, today I had a sales call with a guy who was just like absolutely sold, and the guy is amazingly talented. He's already built a very good business, and now he wants to get into consulting, and he decided to sign up for my mentorship, right? Because he has watched these daily updates. Maybe he's even watching along too. Hey, bro, I'm very excited. Um, and that was like another one of these moments where it's like I trusted myself with my content, my offer, my pricing, my model, who I am as a person, and what kind of business I want to run, and what kind of people I want to work with. And today that paid off again, right? So I think, Daniel, it's a good question, bro, but not for such a long period of time. I've trusted myself and I've seen it pay off. So I don't really deal with shiny object syndrome anymore. Um, Opinion that short form content is useless to grow your high ticket business because it attracts low quality people. I promise you, bro, my short form content attracts amazing people, people like you, Daniel, who are now on this channel. So that is absolutely bullshit, bro. I think a good way of like spotting bullshit, as an example, is I always have a hard time trusting people or liking people or investing in people that have to drag other people down or other models down in order to promote their own, right? So it, I think it's not the right framing, but it turns me off that, for example, the agency versus e-commerce, right? If you spend all of your marketing talking about how bad e-com is to promote your agency model, I don't really like it. Why don't you just talk about all the amazing benefits that there is to running an agency instead of dragging other people or models down, right? So I think it comes from a point of insecurity, the people that don't fully have transcended and trust their own model, the fact that they need to drag something down. I think even though, for example, that I'm not a big advocate of a large sales team and the VSL funnel guaranteed offers, I've done that model and I scaled my previous business to 200K a month with it, right? I, I, I would never ever say out loud that it's bad because I made it work. It has made me money and it had made me a good business. But I say it works for some people, but right now in the business that I'm building, it doesn't work for me. Not to say that it won't work for you or a lot of other people because everything works, right? That's kind of like the point that I'm trying to make. So I just wanted to add that in there. Extra question: the biggest struggles you faced in the beginning of your journey, and how did you deal with it? Very good question, bro. I think going from 0 to 1 is a lot harder than 1 to 10. So I think definitely the hardest part of my journey was just about starting. I come from a family of school teachers and not a single person finishing up university, and there's not a single person in my family who ever was self-employed or had their own business. So I think I had to break through my own mental barrier and limit, and definitely also my family's. So that was a little hard, but it was very well worth it. And my family supported me along the way, which I'm very grateful for. But it was very weird, and like I still find it weird in terms of like money management and investing and the possibilities that I'm very very fortunate to have. It's like total outside of what I'm used to. So I think that has been the hardest part. Has definitely been the beginning, bro. And dealing with it, I think it's just about putting one foot in front of the other. It sounds like a lot, for example, when you start out and you've never built a business before, and then you tell yourself, I need to make 10K a month, right? 10K a month, like that will put you in the top 3 to 5% income bracket in Denmark, and you have no experience and you want to do it in a short time frame. It's like you are doomed to fail. So I think I was good at taking it step by step, trusting the process, and just like every single day that I woke up, I just put one foot in front of the other. I spent all my waking hours on outreach because I didn't have any clients. So I was like, hey, today I'll spend my 10 hours on trying to get a client, and if I don't get one today, I'll try again tomorrow. So I think that's my best tip: putting one foot in front of the other. I appreciate the question, Daniel, and you made it to the end. Espen made it to the end too. Thank you, Espen. You're a real legend, man. Then we have QB here. Let's see. Once you're ready to open up your course, is your strategy around advertising and content creation going to change at all? Will you aim for higher volume? Very good question, bro. Short answer is yes. I will definitely turn on ads again. Right now, I'm not running any ads, and I'll definitely aim for higher volume. I think right now the spot that I'm in with my content is that I'm trying to push more volume while keeping up the quality. So I'm slowly building up the volume so that I can follow along with actually creating good content at a higher volume, which is an exercise that you have to balance out definitely. But yeah, I probably will, bro. My ultimate goal is to do the daily updates channel. Then I want to do 2 YouTube videos a week on my main channel, which is currently without a doubt the largest bottleneck. And I'm brainstorming on how I can fix it. It's mainly it's a question about my current setup and me having traveled, and I don't really have a microphone or a nice camera, which is, if you ask me, it's a bad excuse, but I have accepted the fact that it's what's keeping me from creating good videos, and I want to create good videos on the main channel. So it's like a paradox here. I'm just waffling out loud, but and for my Instagram reels, I've really I feel like I have locked them in with a. I've realized that it takes me 30 minutes to script and write a very good Instagram reel that is super personal to me, and I'm happy with. which means that I want to post 5 reels per week, which is around 10 hours of scripting and 3 hours of shooting, which means that in 4 working days I can get 1 month of Instagram content done, which I think is pretty good. So yeah, bro, I think for the organic side, that will be the volume. And I'll definitely start ads again. I aim to reinvest 10 to 15% of cash profits into ads so that I make sure that my business doesn't become too healthy. Last month I had profit margins above 92, which is actually too high. Like, I need to invest back into the business so that it grows, right? I can put my money in Bitcoin, I can put my money in stocks, or I could run ads, which will give me an exponentially higher return. So I need to get in the habit of investing into the business a little bit more again. So I really I appreciate the question, bro. It's a very, very, very good one. I made it to the end. I make it to the end every day. That is respectable, man. I really appreciate that. Last question here before we dive into business stats. Another amazing video, bro. I love this format. Thank you so much, bro. It means a lot coming from you, Nathan. How much do you invest into your content? Great question, bro. I'll give you the numbers. So I pay an agency around $1,250 per month for editing my Instagram reels. Then I pay my content guy, Fred. I pay him around $1,700 a month for helping me with my YouTube channel and editing the videos there. So I have around 3K, 3K in content, kind of like expenses. When I keep up the volume. Last month I only posted 2 YouTube videos, right? So the YouTube price, the YouTube expense, sorry, was a little bit lower there. So hence the cost that I also show in my videos, right? So that is like recurring around 3K a month, bro. And then sometimes I do larger content projects. For example, I have a very exciting project coming up where I want to do a YouTube series where I'll be renting out a coffee shop. And then I'll do a 6-step series, and I'll probably get an agency or a creative person to help me with that. I have a budget for around 8 to 10K for that video series. So sometimes I'll do a larger investment into content. If you count graphic design, bro, as well, I also have a graphic designer. I just invested into him actually this month. He's helping me with basically taking all of my models that I've written out for the digital coffee shop and then turning them into visual models that I can start using in my program, then in my YouTube videos, and also on my Instagram and on my stories. So I'm currently like creating some more visual appealing models that will definitely also strengthen the brand for myself, but also the digital coffee shop. So I hope that helps, bro. 3K in recurring, and then I plan to invest like 8 to 10K on top of that every quarter into bigger projects, just to like, yeah, really build my name and brand, because I've never made a bad investment into my content and brand. It's always had an exponential return in the other end. So thank you for the question, bro. I hope your business is healthy and you are well, and your brother too. All right, let's do, as you can see in daily updates, the time is now for business stats. Business stats is an Excel sheet that I fill out every single day so that I can see the growth of my social channels, but also the growth of my business bank account, so to say. So we start by my main YouTube channel. So we'll head in, we'll just remember the daily updates, 191. We'll head over to my main channel and see what it got for us here, 6309. So the growth has slowed down a lot on the main channel. I've spoken about it already, so we don't have to touch base too much there. Daily updates 191, right? You know it's bad when your daily update channel gained 7 subs yesterday, your main channel gained 9. It seems like the daily consistency here is starting to basically beat the evergreen channel and larger account here, which is kind of interesting, right? When you compare daily views, which is a fun metric to look at. You can't really see it, but I'll zoom in so that you can see. This is never a good notification, right? I'll tell you what it says in Danish. It's basically just your channel is getting less views than normal. Not good. So yesterday I made $1,158. It wasn't on WAP, so I can't show you. It was just a bank transfer. So basically, if you don't know, I haven't spoken a lot about it, but um, I have equity in a coaching business in Germany, where we don't bring on any clients. We haven't actually brought on any clients for the past 6 months, but there are still payment plans coming through. So my cut this month of the 20% that I have is $1,158. So yeah, fun story, huh? That is it. And then for my to-do list, well, this was my day today. I had calls for 8.5 hours straight, uh, and I crashed so much that I slept for 30 minutes, and now I'm recording this. Um, I definitely wouldn't recommend doing 8.5 hours of calls in a row, but when you decide to take a family vacation, as I did last week, then and you're a solo consultant, then you have to kind of like pick it up somehow. So I had some calls lined up for today, and I had a few clients that needed an extra call, and like because they needed to talk something through, and yeah, of course I'm available, right? So that was the day for today. I did a from 6 till I woke up at 6 because I wrote out a guide for my community. So basically, all the people that have one-on-one with me, I have them in a community. And today I talked about packaging your knowledge into a core product and how to deliver it in 3 different ways. It went pretty well. It was a good one, and I think people learned a lot from it, which was very nice. So then I had calls, yeah, calls, life, and but it was good calls, good people. I enjoy talking to my clients, so this shouldn't be felt like as I had a bad day. Calls. I love talking to every single one of my clients. That's kind of like a criteria that I have for the people that I work with, is that I actually enjoy talking to them because I see them over the time as becoming my friends, which is a very cool benefit to running this business. Um, but it drains you, right? It's important for me that, for example, like the first call that I have with Gustav at like 8:30 here and Benit at 4, it's very important to me that that people get the same experience, that I'm not tired at the end, or so like I try to push my energy. I try to, and then that's why I crashed, I think, and had to get a little nap. But that's how it is. Now I'm gonna go to my girlfriend's parents and get some dinner, and then I'll bring my computer so that I can answer all of my clients before I go to bed, because I didn't have time for it today. I did it in the morning, but I want to answer everyone before they go to weekend, so that if they work Saturday or Sunday, they have my feedback to work from, right? So that is it for the daily update. I really appreciate you watching these videos. Again, feel free to drop your questions down below. I'm more than happy to answer them. It's not a burden. There are no bad questions, only bad answers. That's what my mom have always told me. So I appreciate you watching this, and we will see each other tomorrow.